And I'm the Program Specialist for the Juvenile Justice Institute. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the electronic monitoring JCMS screen. So the first thing that you need to do is select New Client here on the right. And this brings up a new box. And you'll notice that there are these stars or asterisks next to some of these boxes. And those are called required variables. These are the variables or information that you must enter into the JCMS. So I'll begin entering one. And client ID auto-populates. Middle name, you'll notice that there's no star or asterisk, so it's not required. But the more information that you put into the JCMS, the better outcomes that you will have if you are looking to be evaluated by the Juvenile Justice Institute. Last name, date of birth is required. Gender is a drop-down box. So is race, Hispanic or Latino, self-reported race or ethnicity. So this is a drop-down box that you can add a different ethnicity other than Hispanic or Latino. Any student ID. Agency, your agency will pop up in this box. Referral or event date. So this is when you receive the referral. And case type would be electronic monitoring. And you can click Save here in the right corner. This is the only place that you have to save in the JCMS. So once you do save, a whole new set pops up. And you'll notice things like address, address to, city, state, zip. None of this is required, but still good information to put in if you have it. Custody guardianship is also in there. File number, Grant County, grant number, if they're placed out of home. Status at intake, so maybe they're pre-adjudication, post-adjudication. The date that the referral came in, so that comes back from the top. Age at referral, this auto-populates. Referral source, where you got the referral from, and this is not required, but still good information. The person who is referring, the date enrolled / intake. So this is the date that the youth comes into your program. Contact person or your caseworker. Discharge date is required. This is the date that they have been discharged from your program. Discharge reason, this is a drop down. Maybe they failed to appear, they had a new law violation, they cut off their monitor, maybe they absconded. Detained by a discharge, so if they were detained or not, so not detained, detained by the program staff, detained by probation, or detained by court order. Program progress, so their progress when they discharge from your program. And their discharge placement is required. And here are some notes too for you to add. This is not required, but always good information to have if you have it. And we come down here to the actual electronic monitoring screen. Parent participation while enrolled, if they are active or not active, and this is not required. Parent contact efforts. And as you move down below the screen, you'll notice that there are these little tabs. So we'll bring one open. This is not required, but once again, good information to have, especially if you're looking for an evaluation from the Juvenile Justice Institute. So begin date, end date, monitor activity, and notes. We come over here to the contacts tab. None of this is required, but still good information. This is the contact that you have with your youth. So for instance, maybe you texted them. So you texted them on 12/14, end date would be 12/14, and you had contact with the youth. hours of contact. Maybe it took you about 10 minutes to write it. Number of occurrences, once. And you can add a note too if you'd like. Case worker texted youth about their electronic monitor going off. And you can add that in there. Now we come over to the scores tab. This is if you test your youth or you do a sort of assessment on them. The date of that assessment and the score. This is a UA screen, whether a UA was completed. None of this is required. The date of the UA, the result of that UA, and UA results related to their discharge. There's an incentives tab also. If you provided an incentive for your youth, so that could be like a gift card, cash, point system, fee waiver. We can come over to court data now. This is also not required, but date, the type of hearing that they had, whether the youth appeared in the outcome. The next tab is objectives, also not required. So maybe they need some life skills. And they completed that life skills program or class or whatever it may be. Next, we come over to charges, and none of this is required, but you can still enter it. So offense date, the arrest date, whether they were in detention or not, the age of their offense, the offense citation ID, what statute, what charge, and there are some notes in here too. So that is the electronic monitoring screen. If you need any additional assistance or would like to set up a meeting, you can go to the Evidence-Based Nebraska website and you can find our contact information there, and we'd be more than happy to help you with whatever you would need.